Hello everyone, welcome back to Career Sync. Today we are going to discuss the exam pattern and we will providing the questions for cluster 1, 2 and 3 to prepare along with their answers. Covering everything you need to clear the exam. I will be sharing key coding concepts, also the questions, explain the approach and giving you the clear solutions for each and everyone. So let's get started with the exam pattern. As you can see there for cluster 1, there are two SQL queries are given for the 35 minutes time and two coding questions of Java for 60 minutes and also one web page making which includes HTML, CSS and JavaScript for 25 minutes. In this round it is totally depend for Java students. Now coming to the second part which is cluster 2. For the cluster 2, they totally prefer the Python students. So the questions they ask related to the coding part. So the coding questions will be two. Also, two SQL queries, which will be timing will be 35 minutes. And for here, the coding part, the timing will be 70 minutes. And other than that, 10 questions from cloud fundamentals and the timing will be 15 minutes. And coming to the last for cluster 3, two SQL queries are asked, two coding questions of C Sharp and one web page making, which is also same as cluster 1. But here the timing is same as cluster 1. Okay, so let's get started with the cluster 1. So in the cluster 1, the technical assessment preparation, you need to focus on Java and SQL because 85% cover it with the total marks according to the given. So focus on Java, practice the following coding problems like convert Roman numbers, numerals to decimal numbers, count the number of substring in a binary string that start and end with 1, solve number series problems like finding the sum of all prime numbers between 1 and n, identifying prime numbers from 1 to n. So from now on, I will be giving all the recent questions for the cluster 1 which is asked during the assessment. Here are the coding questions. I will be reading each and every one questions for you guys. So prime number from 1 to n, giving a number n, the task is to find the prime number from 1 to n. The second question is largest element in an array. Find the largest element in an array. Now find the second largest element in an array. Now write a program to find the sum of elements in a given array. Elements with left side is smaller and right side greater. So you have to find that element in an array. So now sixth question will be missing number in array. Find the missing number in an array. Now seventh is counting elements into arrays. So you have to count the numbers of elements into arrays that are equally elements in the range. Find the elements in a given range in a sorted array. You should listen that it is a sorted array. Now last, duplicate elements in a sorted array. Find the last duplicate element in a sorted array. 10th question is program for average of an array. So write a program to find the average elements in the array. Now, all these questions are based on sorting algorithm because one question is based on sorting and one other is basic. So there are the questions that is asked in every time. So implement bubble sort, write a function to sort an array using the bubble sort. The same question is using the insertion sort, a selection sort, merge sort, quick sort, and heap sort. These are the all types of sort. You can use this and by doing that you will be able to solve any questions which is given in the assessment. Now there are here are four another questions you need to know that given an array where each element is at most k position away from its target position, write a function to sort the array. So you need to solve these four questions. Above five questions are easy, other six, and you need to solve this question. They are also easy. So sort an array with repeated elements and sort an array with duplicates. Sort an array with repeated elements using counting sort. So you need to solve these questions to clear the cluster 1 coding round. Now coming to the next thing. SQL queries. So these SQL queries are asked in the recent 5 years, and not a single query will be out from this syllabus. So focus on this. If you can solve these questions very easily, then you can clear the exam assessment in the upcoming. So now select employees with salary greater than $50,000. So here is the query. Select star from employees where salary is greater than 50,000. It's a basic salary. They will be asking two SQL queries which will be hard and easy. And after I will be giving all the SQL queries, I will show how it is given. I have a screenshot of the exam I will be showing in this. Also, this PDF will be in my Telegram channel, so you can watch, and after watching this video, you can go and download this PDF so that you can see all the questions, you can practice it, and you can check the answers for the SQL queries here. So we will be seeing that. Now going to the third one. Select names and hire dates of employees hired in 2020. So here is the query for this. Next question is select names and departments of employees in the sales department. Select name department from employees where department is equals to sales. Select names and salaries of employees earning more than 60,000 in engineering. Select name and salary from employees where salary is greater than 60,000 and department is equals to engineering. This is the query. Now select names and salaries of employees earning more than 50,000 with 5 years in the company. So here is the condition. You have to add condition this. Now, eighth one is select names and department of employee in marketing earning more than 70,000. So totally there will be based on salary and from which department they are working. You need to learn and working on this. These are all the queries. You should check and solve each and every query because these all queries are asked and not a single one is out of syllabus. So if you can solve these queries, you will be clearing SQL query round in the cluster 1. Also, you need to cover from the SQL queries from cluster 2 and 3 in the upcoming part. I will be sharing the SQL queries for the different roles also. So you should check it out. Also the coding questions also. But these are the questions totally based on cluster 1. So you should focus on it first, then go to the next part. Now here is the list all employees who do not have a manager. So here select name from employees where manager ID is null. Find names of employees who are not in the sales department. So you can select the employees where department is not equals to sales. This is the 30 queries that I have searched and researched. After researching, I have write it down in the single PDF so you can work on it. Now, as you can see in the exam, you will see how it's question. There will be a question and you can see that you have to write the query here in test case. Then after that, you can run query and check if the output is wrong, then it will show error or anything here after that. So let's focus on to the next. Cluster 1 web-based question. So it's a very important. The third question, as you have seen that there 25 marks will be on a web page. So you have to create a web page maybe or any task you have to do in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So write a JavaScript function to toggle the visibility of an element on a web page when a button is clicked. So you have to create this within 25 minutes. Now create a CSS animation that changes the background color of an element over a period of 5 seconds. It is very easy. You can do it. Now the third question is write a JavaScript function to validate an email address entered in an input field. Fourth is use CSS to create a responsive navigation bar that collapses into a hamburger menu on smaller screens. Write a JavaScript function to dynamically add a new item to an unordered list on a web page. JavaScript events. So describe the difference between on-click and add event listener in JavaScript. Seventh question is grid based. So how would you create a 3 into 3 grid layout using CSS grid? JavaScript DOM manipulation. How can you change the text content of an HTML element using JavaScript? And the last question is CSS media queries. Write a media query to change the font size of a photograph to 16 pixels when the screen width is less than 600 pixels. So it's on responsiveness. So you can solve these questions very easy. They are not very much tough. Now for cluster 2. So make sure all the students who are into Python, so they should focus on this. So the cluster 2 exam is focused on the Python based students and the cloud fundamentals are asked, also including SQL queries. So the coding round will be including Python questions, which will be very easy according to the Java and C Sharp. Also, practice writing SQL queries to strengthen your database skills. So, SQL is very important. Even in the interview, they will be asking 3 to 4 queries in your interview. So, most probably, you have to learn everything. Now, preparation tips: develop a strong understanding of Python programming concept. Also, gain knowledge in cloud computing fundamentals because in this, they will be asking cloud fundamental questions for 15 minutes. So, let's focus on the questions. Now, for coding questions, Python programming to reverse a string. So, write a program to reverse a given string. Write a Python program to check if the given number is prime. Write a Python program to find the factorial of a given number. Write a Python program to generate a Fibonacci series up to a given number. So, being honest, the coding questions for Python are very easy. If you are selected for cluster 2, then the coding questions will be easy and SQL is already easy. But you need to focus on the cloud computing questions. Now, as you can see that write a Python program to find the second largest number in an array. This question also is in Java. So mostly 50 to 60% questions will be same in each section, but in some questions are different in each section. But Python is a very easy where you can find the questions are easy. Write a Python program to count the number of a vowels in a given string. So next, write a Python program to check if the given year is a leap year. Write a Python program to check if a given number is an Armstrong number. When you started the programming, you have seen these all the questions for building the logic. All these questions are logic building based, and they will ask you to write the code for each and every one. Python is very easy, so you should focus on the concept and the logic building. You can solve these questions very easily. Now we are going to the next step. As you can see that find the nth term of geometric progression series, write a Python program to find the area of a circle, program to find the length of a string. It's a very easy at even a it is a one line code. I think everyone can do this. Now, the SQL queries for the cluster 2 students. So these SQL queries are asked in the cluster 2, and this is the data of last 5 years. From all websites, I have arranged it in a single PDF. So don't miss anything. If you go to another website, you will not finding every question. But I have created this PDF for you guys. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video also. Now let's continue to this. uh, Employee with the highest salary in each department. You have to write the query for it. So select department, maximum salary as highest salary from employees group by department. Next question is write the query to for the employee with the same salary. जिनकी भी सैलरी सेम है हमें उनके लिए एक क्वेरी लिखनी है. Here is the query. Select even dot name, even dot salary from employees even, join employees E2 on even dot salary is equals to E2 dot salary and even dot ID is not equal to E2 dot ID. Now, third is employees earning highest than the average salary of their department. So, total, all the SQL queries are very easy. Now, fifth one is that employees earning equal to the average salary of their department. Employees earning higher than the average salary of the company. Now, employees earning equal to the average salary of the company. So they are the mixed up questions. So employees earning higher than the median salary of their department. So you need to focus that they have mentioned median. So you need to solve this. You should know all the DDL commands, DML, and everything, constraints, and everything. So here you can see that employees earning equal to the median salary of their department. This question I think is repeated in 3 to 4 times. Yeah, yes, it is repeated, but the query is changed. So you can solve the single query by many means. Yeah, I think all the queries are same. These are the repeated, so focus on another. Now, employees working for more than 5 years, you have to list them. Employees working for less than 5 years, employees working for exactly 5 years, employees working for more than 10 years, employees working for less than 10 years. So you need to focus on this and solve these queries by yourself. Now, at the end, let's go for the cluster 3. So they totally focus on C Sharp, SQL and HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So the assessment include coding questions with 120-minute time limit. So for the preparation tips that C sharp code are lengthy. So improve your debugging skills to identify and fix errors. Practice identifying and resolving logical errors and syntax errors in code. Also, you should focus on your SQL queries also. So let's get started with it. Now, cluster 3 coding questions. This is asked recently, last month, I think, in the coding round. So write a program to calculate the fuel consumption of a truck. The program should ask the user to enter the quantity of a diesel to fill up the tank and the distance covered until the tank goes dry. Calculate the fuel consumption and display it in the format liters per 100 kilometer. Convert the same result to the US style of miles per gallon and display the result. If the quantity or distance is 0 or negative, display is an invalid input. So I will be showing the code for this question after the SQL queries in this section. I have prepared some questions which are important and you need to focus. And the next question is write to program to find the third largest element from an array using sorting techniques. We have seen in the last two, find the second largest element in an array. But here you have to find the third largest element and using the sorting techniques. So you should solve practice sorting algorithms which I have mentioned in the previous. You should use all the sorting algorithms and in every language, Python, Java, also in C sharp. Now write a program to calculate the increment in salary based on the appraisal rating. If the appraisal rating is between 1 and 3, the increment is 10% of the salary. If the appraisal rating is between 3.1 and 4, the increment is 25% of the salary. If the appraisal rating is between 4.1 and 5, the increment is 30% of the salary. If either the salary is 0 or negative, if the appraisal rating is now in the range 1 to 5, then the output should be invalid. Now, write the program to determine the season based on the month entered. So, month, you need to solve this question by yourself or write a Java program to print all the prime numbers in the interval. As you can see, this question is asked in the C sharp section. So, you have to solve this in C sharp only. Also, there are the some basic questions like write a program to find the second largest element in the array. This question is repeated in every cluster round. including Python for Java and also in C Sharp. Find the sum of elements in a given array. Find the elements with the left side is smaller and the right side greater. Find the missing number in an array. Count the number of elements in the two array. Also find the elements in the given range. Find the last duplicate elements in a sorted array. This is the last question. Now there are some more questions that you need to know. Find the area of circle. See that this question is also in the, so most probably each and every question is repeated. These are the all questions that you need to solve. These are very not that much big, but you have solved. If you are a coder, then you have solved these questions very many times. So you need to focus on it. Now for the SQL queries, mostly here all the, not all the queries, but mostly 50% SQL queries will be same. But we need to focus that select the columns from the employees table. So just you need to select the table from the employees. Select the name and salary columns from the employees table. Select name and salary from employees. These are the very basic queries that you need to solve it. And I think you can do it by yourself and you can check all these. Yeah. These are time based and salary based. This question is asked, I think, 2 days before. In the assessment, select the name of employee who have a salary between 50,000 to 60,000. This question is repeated 4 to 5 times in many phases of the cognizant. So you should practice this query. Now, at the end, we have select the names of employees who have a salary less than a minimum salary of employees in department 10. Here it is the where salary equal to the maximum salary. So sometimes they just change the condition. Questions are different everywhere. So solve these the SQL queries from cluster 1, 2, and 3. I will be saying that solve all the SQL queries once. Also, coding questions are also same in each and every section, but some questions are different in. But if you can practice all these questions in a single, you will be able to clear any cluster round, even if you are selected for 1, 2, or 3, because some students got they choose for the cluster 1, but they got the assessment for cluster 2. So you should focus, and it is not that much difficult. So now the last thing for cluster 3 is web-based questions. So here are the 5 questions that I have seen. So create a HTML document that includes a header, a navigation bar, a main component, content section, and a footer. Ensure the navigation bar has links to different section of the page. Now CSS styling. Write a CSS to style a button that changes color when hovered over and has a shadow effect when clicked. So you should know some front-end skills to solve this question. Also, implement a JavaScript function that toggles the visibility of a hidden div when a button is clicked. And here is a question for responsiveness design that use a CSS media query to adjust the layout of a web page for different screen sizes. Ensure that the navigation bar changes from horizontal to vertical on smaller screens. Now the last question was DOM manipulation. Write a JavaScript function that dynamically adds a new list item to an unordered list when the button is clicked. So you need to focus on 3 things mostly: coding questions, SQL queries, and web-based questions like in front end. If you are a developer, you have worked on front end many times. So I have mentioned all the questions. If you solve all these questions, you will be able to clear cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3. All the questions very easily. And also during the interview, questions will be same. I hope I have worked harder to create this PDF for you guys. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, I have a surprise that I have recently given you the question like write a program to calculate the fuel consumption. And it's for Shisha first question I have told you. This is asked 2 days before, and here is the solution for it. Its the solution is in Java, so you can see it and try to solve it at home. The next question was it is also asked 2 to 3 days before. Uh, Vohra went a movie with his friend in a wave theater, and during break time he bought pizzas, puffs, and cold drinks. Consider the following prices. Here is the question, and here is the solution for this question. Its the answer is in Python language. Also now that for the third question, here is the answer. So thank you everyone. Thanks for watching this video. Please join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this PPT. Thank you everyone.